Well, good evening, farm simmers. I recorded a nice little video explaining my map and all the cool things on it, and I took my truck right there and picked up some cotton and took it over to the rope factory and the spinnery, and then I noticed that it wasn't recording the headset, so there was no melodious me. Well, I figured out the problem. I had the mute button on. If ain't one thing, it's another. Okay, well, let's go over what I had said before. This is FarmSim 2025. And this map is Dagnet's Dajnet, Dave. It's PV Rivers Remastered, and we're up to update 10. And they fixed that auto load, auto drive. Unfortunately, the auto drive, you have to reconstruct all the roads. So I've been doing that. You can hear the jets going by, but there are no jets. I'm going to have to ask somebody about that. You can see Wolfie's Pizza back there. Well, let's talk about the map. The map is vast. So there's a picture of the whole map. I'm trying to think what size it is. I don't think it's a 16. It's more like an 8. But this area right here is my main farm where all my animals are. As you can see, I've combined some fields. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields there I combined into one. Up here I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields I combined into one. And that's corn. And here is cotton. This is the mining area. So if you were playing the game like you're supposed to, which I am not, you would have to go into the mine, use a jackhammer on what are the names of those things? Those little rubber tires. Tracks. Not a cabato. I'll think of it. Anyway, you go up there, you got to knock down all the cool tunnels, and you get all of your mining up there, gravel, sand, coal. There's a port area, so it's got boats, and it's got terminals where you can unload your grain from a boat, pick it up with a truck, or put it on the train. Also, the game has tons of industry, so factories. So over here's a whole bunch of them. Here's where my greenhouses are. My vodka plants right there. Whiskey. Here comes a train. Let's see. Over here is the farmer's market. And here's a sawmill, so you can do lumber. There's just, like I said, way too much stuff to do, especially for single player. The game has seasons, which makes the game more realistic. So you have to plant and harvest at certain times of the year, but I don't like to play like that. I want to do it when I want to. So that's why I have planting and harvesting all year long. You can see here all of the crops. Here's the animals. I have cow barns with feeding robots. A little robot comes out of there, runs around, puts the feed out. It's kind of cute. And I got a couple of those. I got a couple pigstries. I got a sheep barn and a goat barn and 3 chicken coops for making eggs. I got 3 horse barns. There's Bob. He's a seal brown. There's Honey. She's a palomino. And there's Misty. She is a pinto. Those are my animals. And I also have a dog. And these are all my factories. Let's go through them. I got a bakery, a bee farm, a biogas plant, a dairy, a brick factory, a butcher shop. That's what I'm doing right now. So your animals, cows, pigs, chickens, have to be a certain age to be butchered. And that presents a problem since all my animals were too old. So I had to sell a bunch of the old guys, buy some new guys, and I'm waiting for them to get old enough. How about Campbell's Soup? Candle and soap factory, carpentry, cereal, a charcoal factory, concrete factory. The Cooper is where you make barrels and a couple other things. I've got some cranberry fields, a stone crusher. I'm making Frito-Lay. Hey, you need a gold master, so I'm making gold out of gravel. Or, in a trommel. How about a glass factory? A grain mill. Heinz ketchup. I got some herb greenhouses. I got some hive production, making hives for the bees. I got a couple hops plantations, a juice factory. I got craft. I got some large greenhouses, some large mushroom greenhouses. McCain's, he makes chips also. Oil mill, pallets, paper, Pepsi, pickles, pizza. How about some playground making equipment? A potato processing plant, rope, where I just dropped off that cotton, sawmill, a refinery. I have a few orchards, cherry, cocoa, orange, and peach. How about a soup factory and a spinnery to make clothes? Steel factory makes all kinds of stuff you use. Sugar mill, textile factory, vinegar, vodka. A wagon builder, a whiskey factory, and a winery. And there's more. This map shows all your commodities, where to sell them, and how much they're worth. And then this is settings, where you set all kinds of stuff in the game. Let's go back to the map. So I've been over with the cotton. That's my cotton field right there. And this is what I was hauling them on. And I'll just pull off here and wait a little bit. As you can see, I'm plowing so that I can replant. Here's the dealer with new trucks and a trailer. Here's the water. Bridges, you have to build the bridges. Hey, here's the gold factory. So you put some gravel in there with some water and diesel, and you make gold flakes. And then you use gold flakes to make other products. Those are my rice fields. I just put those in. They're not very pretty, but they work. So what you do is you make a field that you can flood and then plant your rice with the rice planter. And you can see here that it's growing in the water. Pretty cool. Oh, this is my sugar cane. So, hey, that sucker's a... I guess I was in the way. Sorry about that. So let's send the sugar cane to the sugar mill and we'll make some sugar. So sugar. So these are all the roads and places that I made just in the last couple of days. Sugar drop off. And with any luck, sucker will know where to go. Uh-oh. Don't really want to do that. So let's put him over on this lane and go down this road. Okay. We'll check back with him a little later. There's my cranberry fields and my hops, and there's my house. And that's my big car wash right there. So here's my goats and my sheep and goats. There's my chicken coop. There's my pig coop. And my cows are over there. And I put in a whole bunch of solar panels to make money. There's my horses. There's my cows over here. Another parking. That's the brick factory. The library. The steel factory behind it. Oh, here comes my truck. Cool. So auto drive keeps you from having to drive all over the map. And you just, every once in a while, you get a glimpse of them going by. Pretty cool. Here he comes. You can get him from another angle. He's going across the bridge. You have to build the bridges. Again, I don't play, since I play single player, I really have to cheat. Otherwise, you'd be playing this 20 hours a day and to make a buck. So I gave myself about $577 million. And you see I'm down to $543 million up there in the corner. It shows the time of day and the real time and the month and some interesting stuff about the vehicle. This is the auto drive. This is the enhanced vehicle where you can, it says what's in the back and you can control some nice stuff. And you've got to put gas in him eventually. And let's see, here's my animal carrier so I can haul those boys up to, here's some snow equipment. I just purchased that. I'm ready for winter. And so you can haul stuff by water. So you get tugboats with barges. And as you can see, you can unload them here and load them and then put it in a truck. Here's my little cover for my cotton. That's Borden's Dairy behind me. This is Wolfie's Pizza. So this is where you unload supplies and pick up the pizzas. And the inside's pretty cool. You go over to the window. You can look in there, sort of. Oh, I got to jump up. Actually, you can go in there. This is over by City Central, so there's a whole bunch of city-type stuff. There's a coal, and you hear me walking. Pretty cool. The maps are made. You got to be pretty knowledgeable to make a map, but Dave is the excellent map maker. I guess it went the wrong way to go in the door. Pretty elaborate. Oh, here's the door. Whoa, get out of the way. So it's pretty neat. Got all kinds of decorations. And here's the menu. And here's a pizza out on the table. And all the chairs and stuff. And the ovens. And pretty cool stuff. Well, that's a sugar factory. Behind it is the concrete factory. There's the Pepsi factory, the cereal factory. The bakery's right behind it. Off there in the distance are my, hey, here comes my truck. Let's see if he goes to the right spot, okay? Oh, it's kind of noisy right here. But we'll just come out here and see if he comes in here and does his thing. Pretty cool, isn't it? I love the auto drive. He should pull right up here and we can dump him out. I made a little turn right there so you don't have to go through the Pepsi factory to get over here. FarmSim has come a long ways, and it's not really just farming. It's so much more. Here he comes. Let's see if he stops so you can dump. Need to move the drop-off point, so I'll show you how to do that. Go over here, right click on it, move it up there. Now have him go forward again. Hey, and now he can dump. You can also automate all this so it does it itself, you know. But that wouldn't be any fun. So the sugar pickup's on the other side. And that's all the sugar cane. And this is about the only place you can get rid of it. You gotta sell it if you... Again, there's my car wash. Animal trailer. That is a milk. That brown one over there is for slurry. There are the components for the little machine. So grass or hay, straw, and silage. And then it mixes it up, puts it in that little cart. He comes out the door, runs around here, goes in here and deposits it right along the edge. There's one of my cows. And there's the milk machine. Pretty cool. Again, some more equipment. The dealer again. That's the oil mill to make like canola oil. There's my gold maker back there. Put gravel and water and run it through a trommel and you get gold plate. Pig. I think we're back. I may have stopped and gone somewhere. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's a train. So a planter here. Here's an old McCormick's. My name is McCormick, so I'm partial to McCormick Caramel. And my tractors are McCormick. And let's see if I can find my doggy. That's his house. Hope he needs some food. Did we feed him? Oh, very good. Let's see if we can find him. He's out here running around. Here's my, ooh, a Bentley. Oh, hey, there he is. Come back here, buddy. You can pet him. Oh, he went in the building. Let's see if he comes out over here. Anyway, oh, he can pick up his ball. I'm not sure where he's heading off to, so. There he is. So this is the concrete factory. There's a juice back there. That's the butcher shop right there. Pepsi. Kraft. One of my corn pickers out here by the cornfield. I just harvested that. There's one of the boats where you can haul your stuff around before you build a bridge. And I got my truck on there with a lowboy and a wood chipper. You can chop down trees with that thing. And there is another sugarcane harvester. And there's the one that's full. Let me turn him off, back him up. Let's see, where did I put the truck? We'll find it here. Oh, here is the cave system. So there's the Kabato with the jackhammer on the front. Let me show you how that works. Pretty cool. Pull up there with it on and ingenious stuff, these guys who build these. There it goes. And there's the next one. Doesn't take too long. And eventually you get over on the other side where it comes out. Matter of fact, I'll show you. You get in these rooms here. So this is coal. There's a shaft I haven't opened up yet over there. One behind me going for salt back there. Here's another room, another room, another room, another room. Hey, we're back to my farm hall. There's my Bugatti. Pretty cool. Oh, this is a huge field I had planted in sunflowers, which are really pretty until they ripen up and you have to harvest them. And then they're ugly brown. So I've got the hired help doing my field for me. Looks like it's 7:30 in June, so it's starting to get a little dark. Here is my other plow. For some reason, he stopped working. Let's see if we can figure out why. You definitely don't want to do this manually. You'd be out here all day doing this at 7 miles an hour. The hired help does have a method to their madness, so. But when you combine all these fields, they have a little bit of trouble figuring out what you've done. I'm just going to go up here and hit the hired help and see if they'll go back to work. Let's put him out here. Hit H and see what he does. Going somewhere. I tried putting 2 of these guys in the field, but they spend all their time running into each other, so. Yes? Yep. He's doing this again. Let's leave him and we'll come back. Again, there's my main farm with my equipment. You can see that planter there is bigger than the barn. Here's some high loaders for picking up the gravel, and that's iron ore. That's my rice harvester and my rice planter. Kind of cool. Again, there's some tractors and my snow equipment. And there's a nice combine with some other headers. Again, there's my corn picker. And I just got a new one there. It holds like 1 million, which is unrealistic. But it will do the whole field. I don't ever have to bring the truck over here. And of course, there's my pickup underneath. The house is kind of cool. You can go up to the windows and look inside. That's my slurry. Cows make crap. That's Campbell's. Back. Those are my greenhouses. Those little ones are mushrooms. Back over there are herb. And the orchards are back there. This is steel. Oh, that's right. I just put that road in. So let me see if I can get him to park where he's supposed to go. Steel pickup. All right. Let's see if I made this corner here so I can get in there without dragging the trailer. And again, I need to move that pickup. When he stops, he's right where he wants to be. All right. That looks about. Whoa. Okay. Hey, there's white cow's milk. This is in the Smirnoff vodka. So we got all kinds of vodkas. Oh, what do we got? We got cherry, orange, peach, watermelon. And a byproduct is some compost. Hey, we're back at my wash house. Again, that's a cooperage that makes barrels. You need those over at the whiskey. There's Pepsi. Buffalo milk. Again, my cattle truck. All my solar panels are pointing out to the west for the sunset. Here's my chicken farm. So now I can pick up eggs and sell the chickens. And I can also butcher the chickens. Again, the water stuff is mostly for show. If you look close, the boats are going up and down. The big boat's just a decoration, not usable. Again, that's City Central, so that's a Whataburger right there. Gas station. And all these, there's the bank. So you can deposit your gold in the bank and make money. And now we're back at my cotton field. Well, that's a tour of my FarmSim map. And I think I've got about... let me look real fast. It saves the game like every 5 minutes. So when you come back, you don't lose what you were doing. So if I quit, it'll show how many hours I've been playing this map. I'm playing it through Steam. 228 hours. I also have Microsoft Flight Simulator on here. And if you go to my YouTube channel, which you probably are at if you're watching this, I record this on OBS Studios and then I upload the videos to my YouTube channel. And that's where you get your content. Well, thanks again for coming with me. I'm glad this one worked. You can hear me talking. I recorded a whole 45 minutes with no me. Okay, well, have a nice evening. FarmSim 25 is what I'm playing. Y'all take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.